In this next take-home assignment, you are going to uh, do another kind of battleship curve and frequency seriation. And in this hypothetical um, exercise, you are surveying 6 different archaeological sites in the southwest United States, in northwest Colorado. The sites date from somewhere between 900 to 1400 AD. You don't know the order of the sites. You're trying to figure out what the order of the sites is based on the percentages of different kinds of pottery. You also do not know um, the age of the pottery. That is, you don't know in what order the pottery goes, but you have an idea that the corrugated ware is the oldest, right? So here are the different pottery types. You have corrugated ware, plain ware, undecorated, black paint on white, black paint on red, polychrome, which is many different paint colors, and red paint on buff, right, which is kind of like an off-white. Um, uh, these are the different sites. So A, 15 corrugated shirts, 10 plain shirts, etc. Site B, 0 corrugated shirts, 2 plain shirts, 4 black and white, etc. So how do you do this? Well, first thing you should do is make sure you have Microsoft Excel installed. Excel, Word, all the packages from Office are free for all GVSU students. If you don't have it on your computer, just go to the IT website right here and you can download Office, which is a pretty good deal. Um, Please read this website, which kind of reviews and gives you a little idea of what you're actually doing in this project. Okay, so what you're going to do first is you're going to take the data from each of the sites, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Again, you don't know what the order of the sites is, and you're going to plug it into the Excel spreadsheet that I provide. So you enter all of the data here. I have different numbers here because this is just kind of practice. I wanted to show you how it works, but then want to actually give you the answer. Okay, so what's your next step? Well, once you have this, what you're going to see is Excel is very useful for certain things. You want to figure out, like you did with the cherub and the death's head and the urn and willow, you want to figure out within, let's say, site A, what percentage are corrugated, percentage are plain, what percentage are black and white, right? And it would be a real pain to have to do this by hand. Luckily, you don't have to. You can graph it as a percentage histogram, and it will be calculated for you automatically. Okay, so if you select your data, and then you go to Insert, you have different kinds of charts over here. You can also do this by going up to Excel Insert and inserting a chart. So you want to go to these column charts, right? Now what you want is this chart over here, right? 100% stacked bar. You don't want a stacked bar and you don't want a clustered bar. I'll show you what a clustered bar looks like, right? This is very hard to make any sense out of what's going on, right? So you do not want that kind of chart. You want a percentage histogram. And when you do that, right, all the bars are the same size because it's all 100%. So within each site, right, you have the percentage of corrugated, percentage of plain, percentage of black and white. It doesn't have the other categories in site A, so those aren't there. So all the bars are the same size for the different sites. So this is really useful for making your battleship curve. Now, some students try to order the sites based on this, but it looks a little confusing. So what you want to do is you actually want to make it look a little bit like the examples that we did. Okay, how do you do that? Right click on the chart and go Save as Picture. Choose a place you want to save it to. You could save it as a JPEG. be make it graph or chart 1, something like that. Save it. All right, then you go over and you open it up. All right, here's your chart over here. Okay, now go back to the Excel spreadsheet. All right, so here's the Excel spreadsheet over here. Go to, you can see that at the bottom of Excel, you have little sheets. All right, this one is table chart. If you go to the next one, it's battleship curve. Right, now what you're going to do here is you are going to, I use preview, which is sort of automatic for Mac. For Word, for PC, there are other sort of um, very simple kind of, you know, uh, image viewers, that kind of thing. What you're going to do is you're going to select, let's say, the first bar, the blue bar. You're going to copy it, and you're going to paste it, and you want to paste it into. You can see that we're doing F now, site F. So you're going to paste in F. Right? So you can see all these bars have to be linked to the same site. Right? You're ordering sites. You're not ordering the pottery. You're ordering the sites by the pottery. Okay, so make a little room in between each. Essentially what you're doing is you're stretching this out and you're putting a little bit of blank space between these bars. So that will be a little bit easier to order the sites around. Make sure when you try to move these things that the little cross you can see here is a 4 cardinal directions. If you only see 2 arrows, then when you try to move it, it's going to resize it instead. You don't want that, so you want to do undo. Make sure you've got 4 arrows there so you can move it. All right, so I'm going to just show you F. I'm not going to have you sit here while I do every single site because that would be excruciating for you. But hopefully you're getting the idea here. You move it, right? And then finally the last one over here. And paste it. Okay, so now you want to do this for all the sites, right? So I will do that and then show you the next step. Okay, so this is what it should look like. Something like this once you've got all those bars pasted in by the sites, right? So you can see this doesn't look ordered, right? It doesn't look like a battleship curve. So now you have to put these sites in order so it does look like a battleship curve. So you might decide to start with one pottery style or another pottery style, just like you did in the practice problems. And what you can do is then select these different sites and move them around. Right? So I'm starting with the green and seeing if I start with the green squares if I can get something. Okay, you can continue to move these around like so, focusing on the green. And sometimes when you're just sort of working on one, it helps order the rest. So this looks pretty good, right? It looks pretty ordered. You could look at some of these other ones and you see increasing and decreasing. It's steady. There's nothing that appears and disappears, right? And so this would be a completed curve, and the final order would be E, F, B, C, D, A. That would be the final order of the site. So try that with your sites and see what you come up with. Once you've got the complete battleship curve in the Excel spreadsheet, save it and upload that spreadsheet as your answer. All right. Let me know if you have any questions.